we know that we're not super reliable as people, so we just recorded like 5 episodes ahead of time before we start releasing.
Exactly.
So that we could have a week off when we fuck up.
Exactly. Hey, professionalism, baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
the only problem with that is if like there's a giant tragedy like there is every week now, like we won't be able to address it in whatever episode we're doing. And that's we are who the people look to.
Yeah. That's right.
Honeys, we're home.
Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Sinclairity A Dinosaurs Tale. I am your host. We're gonna need another Timmy along with my co-host.
Ben fist me up.
No,
Ben hand up me.
Yeah, that's right.
And Ben hand up me.
And today,
our podcast is haunted. Keep going.
Today we start season 2, which is technically season 1 or something like that.
It's season 2. That's YouTube lied to you. I think that's what's going on here with that.
Yeah,
is you brought that up, but it is season 2.
And we're talking
you
about.
You can tell. What?
Go ahead.
What were we talking about?
I was gonna say the episode's called "The Golden Child."
That's the Golden Child. Isn't that a movie also?
Yes, it is. Yeah, an Eddie Murphy movie. And
here on the podcast with us today, we have our first guest host star, our star host guest. That's the words.
That's right.
Hello.
This is. We need like so V.
I need one,
improv
right?
Comedy. Well, we have to have like a
dinosaur name. I gotta have a dinosaur.
Oh, a dinosaur. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my first instinct was Not the Vivi. I don't know if that's too easy.
That's pretty good, actually.
I mean, you get to claim it. You beat like next week. I think our host is like Michelle Obama or some shit. Like,
yes.
You were.
I was talking to her about that.
First.
Yeah, she was gonna be Not the Obama.
Which is my favorite piece of art. I need to find a place where I can share my dumb art that oh yeah, Facebook. I probably already. If you go to our Facebook group at Sinclairity A Dinosaurs Tale, you'll see my great political artwork of baby Sinclair fighting Trump, and it says "Not the Obama." And I did that while I was being given a tattoo. That was also a dinosaurs themed tattoo. So
beautiful.
That's how committed we are, folks, to the show. We have.
It's funny that I have a dinosaurs tattoo now, which is a frying pan that says "Not the Mama."
Oh,
I got that in my house. My friend gave me like a stick and poke, and then like only like a few months ago, I bought like some different paraphernalia from eBay from the show, and I think I got some playing cards and a cassette of the songs from the show, and a board game, and like pillowcase, and I'm just gonna not go on because there's too many things. And like I was talking to our friend Zach who edits the show, and he was just like, "You're in too deep, aren't you? What happened here?
Yeah,
you really went off the deep end already." And now I'm all tatted up for it. So
that's beautiful.
And now
you're like,
I must amend, y'all. I'm sorry. I like Not the Vivi, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the Mighty Vivilosaurus.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'll go with that. There.
So yeah. If you don't know. V.
Now you know.
Me and V are in a band called Gutless, which Ben is also kind of in. So
yeah,
that's.
I had expressed permission from V to just say I'm in the band.
That's true.
Though I did not pull through on my part of writing parts and recording for that album.
Oh, no. What album?
Yeah, I was about to get what's the story there?
All right, I might as well touch on it.
Yeah,
I guess the best word for it is development hell. I mean, COVID definitely made it more so, but I think
what needs to happen to like push it any further? What's like
God, at this point I don't even know. I'm satisfied with the sessions we did in the studio, but part of me wants to do a lot of re-recording.
So I still have time to just decide to write.
You do, boo. You do. You're good.
I'm gonna do that.
And you know what? I am gonna go ahead and renew your gutless membership card. And
hell yeah! Now I get to pay more for food at places.
If you fill your punch card, you get a free beer.
Yeah. Hey.
Sorry, Tim.
Hey, Costco, where's my hot dog? I'm in this band, kind of, that hasn't put out an album in 3 years.
Like, I'm kind of in the kind of band. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of kind ofs going on.
Yeah.
So, as far as I know, I don't know who listens to our podcast other than me. And
me.
Maybe they like music, maybe they don't. It doesn't matter. We have talked about ska a lot on the show.
Ah, yes.
And without explaining what that word means, when a lot of people hear that word, they don't know what it is. It's just like white noise, which a lot of it in the 90s was white noise.
Yeah, in a way, absolutely. if we're looking at it demographically.
College boys. The college boys.
Well, but I mean, if they do like ska, they could check out our sweet theme song, which now we have.
Yeah, we have a theme song. This is the first episode that we've recorded since we've had the theme song. Nobody knows that because we've already released one episode which has it on it, but we recorded all these post 9/11, pre Whitney Houston died.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
it was the warm spot.
The warm spot.
That's like 12 year. That's like 12 years.
I don't know math.
I remember.
Okay,
the only reason I remember when Whitney Houston died is because I was at my friend Terry's house and we were
story.
We were working on a new Team Rocket song. That's all I know.
It's amazing. We talked about Team Rocket in the episode before this.
Oh, I adore Team Rocket. Team Rocket is probably my favorite Tim McGowan project, including my primary band.
It's funny because Tim had mentioned being in this band Gutless quite a few times before. I remember I think I was just trying to find bands that needed a trombone player at Fest, and Tim was yeah, let me ask about it, and then sent me in. I was like, oh, this is good. I had not checked it out, and I was just it was not intentional. It's not like Tim's in a lot of bad bands. It's just ones that I think are bad. But no, nice. Me and Tim like a good amount of the same bands, and then Tim just hates a lot of the bands I like though too.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Tim haterism out there.
I mean,
it's okay.
I feel that. I mean, I would say that Tim's the sweetest hater that I've met in my life. Because
I have described Tim this way.
I think Tim and I have definitely butt heads on a few bands. I mean, most memorably, the only one that really comes to mind for me is the Menzingers, which is they're good. I'm not obsessed with them or crazy about them, but I like their music. And Tim has always had this wide disdain for them.
I don't.
Okay. So this is gotcha journalism. I don't like the Menzingers.
Oh wow! Wow! This is a trap.
It's just we get it. Bruce Springsteen's pop punk now or some shit.
He always was.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just there's nothing wrong with. What'd you say? Spanish love songs? No. What was the band name again?
Oh my god. Wow, yeah, I see what this is. It was never about dinosaurs. It was about getting me to publicly admit on air that I like the Menzingers. I see you.
Then in the studio today, we have all members of the Menzingers.
Hey, in my
Heartland pop punk.
In my defense, when I met them,
defend pop punk.
When I met them, like 12 years ago or something, whatever it was.
That's how long ago you met me too.
They were very nice. So
okay,
I'll never talk bad about them as people. I might not like their music, but they were very nice people when I met them.
If okay, so there's definitely, if it was I was given options of if somebody's what should I turn on, the Menzingers or oh, I thought this was gonna be a nice thing I was gonna say.
Oh Jesus. Okay. What's the other option?
I guess just awkward silence. It's like music that sounds like music that's in the realm of what I listen to. So it's fine. Like, it's like if Rise Against comes on somewhere, I'm not gonna like turn off the radio or something.
Yeah.
But it's never been like my direct connection. This is such a source of things where like people get so upset about people not liking the Menzingers, but also I guess there's no reason for everyone to hate on them either.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't actually hate on them. It's one of those things where I started to not talk about disliking them because I felt like in the same way, like, because I didn't like there's like shows like Rick and Morty that I just didn't think were funny.
Yeah.
And then now it's like you just feel like you're a part of a group of people who are like talking down something, like where I'm just like, all right, well, my opinion doesn't need to be said anymore because everyone's already expressing that.
Right.
But
yeah,
I think like Menzingers, like if you open up like a Sailor Jerry tattoo book at a parlor, that they start playing. That's not a bad thing. That's
I am the pain that beats through your temples every morning.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on our Menzingers podcast.
It's so great if this podcast gets like a large influx of actual like there's like some sleeper base of dinosaurs fans out there, and like they're just gonna like find the show and they're gonna be so excited and they're just gonna be like, these aren't even words I can understand as words. Like nothing is happening so far in this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, now that we introduced V, we can go on talking about it's the episode.
Oh wait, no, I got it. It's V for Go Getter because V just got a job.
Yeah.
Won the interview.
That's right.
Won the interview. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it. I'm gonna work in downtown Gainesville again, which I've been missing.
Hell yeah.
Just basically checking IDs and make sure that people aren't being assholes about wearing masks.
But Tim says that means that you'll have to work during Fest.
Most likely. That's what I did last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also worked during Fest last year. I just didn't go to Fest.
Oh, yeah.
It was a bummer. It was did I go the year before that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah. Last year was difficult for me, honestly, for many, many reasons. But definitely working through the majority of it was not easy. Maybe it'll be easier this year. Let's see.
Yeah.
Wait, there is no Fest this year. What the fuck am I saying?
Next year.
Yeah.
It's going great. It's going great so far.
Definitely less stress.
This is the first year where Riot Fest released a lineup that made me want to go to Riot Fest instead of Fest, like as my money budgeting.
Ooh, yeah.
I've never gone to Riot Fest because like it's I don't know, it's more just like not always my thing, but it's eclectic in a way that is fun. So, like they'll have like Run the Jewels and like
right. It's
like bands that like like just weird shit like Elvis Costello or Blondie will play, and that's pretty like that's not going to happen at Fest. It's not the same vibe. It's not
exclusive to like the same niche. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like whenever bands that are slightly like a certain level of fame play Fest, everyone's mad. It's really funny. There's like this ruined Fest.
Except Andrew WK.
I mean, true, that was amazing, and also I would love to see Run the Jewels headline Fest one year.
That'd be amazing.
That would be really tight.
What level of like? There's not too much hip hop that has happened at Fest that I like.
Never.
I feel like there's none.
Only.
Is there even not even like the punk hip hoppers? That no MC Chris.
MC Lars played.
MC Lars was there one time. I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him at Warped Tour, so it's like whatever.
Same.
MC Lars, and there used to be a local group called Scum of the Earth who would play a lot. But
Tim, did you ever go to Warped Tour?
Yeah, I went in 2006, and I wore a Mike Park shirt, and I saw that was the first time I saw Against Me.
Oh, sweet. First time I saw Against Me was also Warped Tour.
Yeah, 06.
It was 2011 though.
So they were already sellouts. Cool.
They were, yeah. White Crosses had just come out, baby.
Yeah,
that was a big divide in the punk scene all the time, where it was like you go to people's MySpace pages and it like influences Against Me, and then it'd say like pre-New Wave and like
yeah, people used to make that a point. Yeah,
Green Day pre-Warning. It's like okay, you can still get pregnant from pre-Warning. But
God damn it, Ben. Jesus
So
fucking Christ.
I went to I went to Warped Tour once because I told the Warped Tour peoples that I was gonna interview bands and do that, and they're like, "Okay, you can come in." And like,
And you did it.
because like, well, because yeah, I had that like that shitty review blog I was doing at the time, and like, but that's how I became friends with Mike Park, and like, I'm gonna, I hope like he listens to this before we get him to get on the show, and he's like, "I don't remember you. What the fuck are you talking about?"
That'd be wonderful.
The time I did meet Mike Park in person after having worked with like promotional stuff was I accidentally mooned him. I had 3 Four Locos in Philadelphia at like this Unitarian church's basement, and the show lineup was like it was like stacked. It was like it was Classics of Love.
Hell
So
yeah.
like the Hard Girls peoples were all there.
Yes.
Jeff Rosenstock, Mike Park, Captain We're Sinking.
Ooh.
And like there was like one other band that's like just as like relevant and good. I can't think of who it was right now. But it was just like a really like I drove up to Philly, and it was the only time I've been to Philly, and found out they have weird alcohol sales rules, and I had to find like a beer shop, and I bought 3 Four Locos.
Dope.
I don't remember if I was over 21. Somebody might have bought me them. I must have been over 21. I don't know.
Wow.
It didn't matter. I still drank 3 Four Locos. I bought a bunch of records, and then I was like really drunk and dropped them all, and like picked them up, and definitely like most of my ass was showing at Mike Park. And then from my understanding, Mike Park was just kind of shaking his head about the whole situation with me as being a spectacle at this point. And one of the Hard Girls like was like, "You should like sit back here at our merch booth for a while and like drink water," and like took care of me.
Oh, that's sweet.
It was the Hard Girls that sings and is not Mike Shinobu.
Morgan?
Morgan.
Yes. Yeah, Morgan's very nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, shouts out to fucking Gainesville's new open container laws.
What?
What's the law change?
I'm honestly not 100% sure, but basically,
Yeah.
I think that you can walk outside while drinking now because
Like in New Orleans.
yeah, exactly, because
Yeah.
spots are opening up again, and also people want to act like they're still trying to social distance. So I guess that's a thing.
I mean, most people I know are being conscientious. We have a weird government that stokes fires that make it so like people for some reason want to go against the health crisis. I think the people who are actively going against it are the real main issue, not the people who like are trying to survive and work a job and like.
Well, it's okay because
Tim, why
we should start talking about the episode.
you just want to talk about it? You want to talk about it because it starts off with your namesake being explained.
I was thinking that, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get into what's this. Okay, so this episode, this is gonna be the first time that we like. I'm gonna like say some real. I'm gonna say some real shit here. We're taking the training wheels off.
Please.
Okay. Well, so here's the real shit. So this episode that we're doing, it's season 2, episode 1, The Golden Child, aired September 18th, 1991, which goes against in the first episode that I've listened to 5 times since we put it on Spotify. We mentioned that the show aired in like 1993 or something like that.
God, dude.
That was our guess. We're the only dinosaurs podcast, and we fucked it up. But, so this episode is it was in 1991 is when season 2 started. And it was directed by Tom. This guy has so many consonants in his name. Tom Trubovic. It's really not. It's not a real last name. Sorry, Tom. I don't know if you're gonna listen to it because most of the people that I looked up that wrote and directed the show are like old or dead. And now, if any of the ones that are alive guest stars, sorry if that was insensitive for you. But they're all seem like great people, unless they weren't. I don't know.
Hey, that's how you break into the industry, baby.
Yeah, and this episode shattered the glass ceiling because it's written by Deva Sable. They have hard names. It's not my problem. Yeah, this is the first episode written by a woman, so it's let's see if Earl gets any better as a person.
No.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. No.
The baby is better in this episode.
I thought that, yeah.
A little bit.
Because I found obviously, I feel like Baby Sinclair is universally agreed upon to be very obnoxious.
Yeah.
I found him kind of funny. I kind of enjoyed his presence in this episode.
In this episode,
I mean, approaching the episode, my first thought was like, fuck, it's a whole episode about the goddamn baby. And then I ended up being glad that it was by the end.
Yeah, it ends up being a bit like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like this show so far, I'm only watching the episodes as we're about to record.
Yeah. And
Tim has seen them like twice-ish or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And I've never watched the show fully through. I've honestly been getting into it again. I've been getting into it really for the first time because of Tim and you doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had just a kind of bizarre curiosity about the show.
Yeah. Is it the puppets? Is that why?
Yeah. I mean, I love Jim Henson stuff and things like that. And I love the idea of, like turning that into a sitcom, but also having like that fucking doomsday aspect to it.
Yeah, it's definitely like there were a lot of like really good elements. Like, we talked about, I think it was the first episode, we talked about how Jim Henson had this idea like a few years before he died.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something that people were going to like, everyone was like, it's too unrealistic and it'll be too expensive.
Right.
And then like the Ninja Turtle movies were made and using like the Henson studio people or whatever, and like it was kind of like really gave them the idea that was possible to do. And then The Simpsons was really big, so like we could do like a dumb show, like it'll be funny, like.
Yeah.
And then Jim Henson died. I guess they got their shit together and made a show about dinosaurs.
Honestly,
then,
yeah. I hope that when I die, people could just make a beautiful show about dinosaurs in my honor.
Metaphorically, at least. We'll figure something out. And so they made the show, and the rest is prehistory.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which you can still get pregnant from. And then,
damn it.
So, basically the summary of this episode, before we go into like a full like breakdown of it.
Yeah, it's Holy Night. Jesus Christ. This is the birth of Jesus Christ is the premise of this episode.
Yeah, it really is. They really do drive it home with a few like very direct references throughout that point.
And honestly, if it sometimes feel like we discussed that in the first episode, it feels like Baby was just kind of like born, like
it's straight up immaculate conception. Like,
yeah, for sure. Because like Earl's mating dance isn't good enough that he's gonna like
Earl don't fuck.
This baby.
Earl don't fuck.
Yeah, Earl don't fuck.
I'm not convinced. I mean, Robbie fucks. We've established that.
Robbie fucks. Established that Robbie fucks.
So yeah, this episode is about the birth of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about the baby becoming a king. It's about a Jim Gaffigan special, King Baby. How come Jim Gaffigan never had a special called Laugh Again with Jim Gaffigan? Is that too easy?
Yes.
Wow.
This is too easy. But what
if you refer to the notes I gave you, I wrote that down.
No.
In case I forgot that internet breaking joke I thought of.
Thank you.
So the thing with this episode is it's kind of funny because I kind of thought it was going a completely different direction, which basically, I feel like all of these 90s sitcoms do that, pretty much every Simpsons episode starts with some character dealing with one thing that leads to another character dealing with another thing that leads to the premise of the episode. So when I saw So when I saw Baby Sinclair with the horn and Earl freaking out and getting teased for it, my first thought was like, oh wow, what is this? Like a trans narrative storyline? It's like, oh, is Earl just the classic patriarch that can't get with their kid being different and mocked for it? And then they threw in the Jesus shit out of nowhere, and I was like, well, okay, this is a whole other thing.
Well, you're mostly right, yeah. but let's. I like that. I think you should keep that thread, and I guess can we get into the episode?
No, I got one more diversion.
Okay.
I think it was early 90s that there was maybe it was Us Magazine or People Magazine had an article about the new sexual identity, bisexual.
Yeah.
It was that's it's so weird. That's the time frame in which people were just discovering that as if they didn't know in their own brains that they would suck a dick or do whatever. It's so wild to me that people are, I don't know, people are so weird. I can't imagine I think Tim is straightish, and I don't believe like that it exists, but I believe in Tim.
I do believe in Tim.
I
I do
exist.
And I also do want to say happy 30th anniversary to bisexuality.
Hell yeah.
It's been a good run. Let's
I'm
keep it
older.
going.
I'm older than being bi.
That's right.
I heard that you and Tim and Tim's fiance planned their wedding based around the anniversary of bisexuality.
Oh wow, am I being given that big of a role? Jesus.
You turn down all the gender roles. It's just like you have to have some roles in this world.
Oh wow, yeah.
And not just the roles from Texas Roadhouse.
Oh God. Well, probably not.
So let's roll on to what happens in the episode. Segue accomplished.
All right, so this is so if anyone knows my nickname, the establishment of my nickname comes from
Giant Hog.
this episode because it opens with the Ask Mr. Lizard segment, which is a classic in my household.
Which Mr. Lizard is a reference to like Mr. Wizard.
Yes.
From like the 50s, I think it started.
I remember it mostly from the 80s.
Well, I think it's older than that, but I could be wrong. It was a big influence on Bill Nye.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
So,
and, Mr. Wizard is about Harry Potter, finds out he's a wizard, he goes to Hogwarts.
No, it's not.
Then he gets a TV deal.
And then he learns that trans people don't exist.
Bippity bippity boppity.
So yes, we're gonna need another Timmy.
Yeah,
that is where that came from. That was my first thought because I did not get the reference.
Yeah, my dad
I was big excited.
My dad would say that all the time when I was
going. That's really fucking cute, actually.
It was actually when he was disappointed in Tim. He was like, we're gonna need another Timmy, a different Timmy.
I love. I mean, besides the obvious like catchphrase, trying to cash in on the catchphrase. I just love the whole thing, and he's got like the humongous lighter, and he lights it like it's so funny.
Blaze it.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. I love that whole skit, and it will continue throughout the series. So we're gonna see. We're
adding that to our basket full of TV skits in this show.
Yeah, that's one of the best parts about this, especially when we get to the episode where Earl takes control of the television network. That is fucking hilarious.
Oh wow! Okay, we got a UHF.
That was you're thinking of Family Guy. That was a Family Guy episode.
My first thought was UHF, but sure, let's go with Family Guy.
Weird Al is the true Family Guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and cry. All right, so yeah,
so we get that we're gonna need another Timmy. Everyone laughs and they all say the catchphrase. And
yes, we do.
And we're in the kitchen.
Say it.
Yeah.
Say it. There's a good call and response going on.
We're gonna need another Timmy. It's good shit. So
yeah, the baby's supposed to eat cereal and he's being a dick about it.
Yeah, he's always an asshole.
He's always an asshole.
Yeah.
If you were the Messiah, wouldn't you be as well, though?
Oh yeah, definitely. As we'll see as the episode continues.
Oh yeah, spoilers. Sorry.
It's really hard when they make the Messiah somebody who is naturally super extra. Like that happened to Kanye, and like it's like a difficult thing to like.
Yeah.
It's hard. I don't know. Just speaking as a miniature Messiah in my own rights. It's whatever it means.
Speaking truth, boo.
So Fran wants the baby to eat his food. She's like I have a note here. It's just this, Fran is just fucking. She's sick of her children. She doesn't want to be around them. So she just makes Robbie and Charlene watch him.
That's your note. She goes and folds their laundry.
Yeah.
Your note is that she's sick of them. She's so good, Tim. Don't hurt her.
I know. I'm just saying. She gets sick.
Yeah.
She gets sick of them, and
They're being bad teenagers. They're being annoying.
Yeah.
They're shitheads.
They won't even watch their baby. They just let the baby get into. It eats like so much sugar. It goes to the refrigerator, which should have some sort of like safety code. Because there's the animals that live inside it just give the baby whatever.
Yeah,
Just, like,
well,
get
how do you regulate
jacked up.
that? How do you regulate like just the fucking like
It's like a
living multiple living like fucking individuals that are trapped there against their will?
Classical conditioning.
it's called socialism.
It's corporal punishment. It's no, I think it's like password journal. If you remember that from when we were all small.
Yeah. Oh my god.
My cousin had a password journal, and I just imitated her voice, I guess, well enough that I got into that shit. She didn't know how to spell that well, so there wasn't much to read. It was total bust.
Hacked.
I knew her favorite color was misspelled purple. I didn't need to read her.
It was literally misspelled purple.
God,
So-
I gotta
But,
say, the fucking hands on the fridge freak me the fuck out. They are so scary. They are terrifying.
It's one step below like Ghostbusters Zool, like in the fridge. That scene, because that scene terrified me as a kid. Like, I'd be afraid to open the fridge, but
It's akin to that.
But-
yeah.
But I mean,
my fridge at home didn't just give me sugar though. I didn't just open it and get ice cream thrown into me or anything.
or
Yeah,
a
you
pretty
didn't
dope
just
system.
get force fed for like 5 minutes straight as like the creepy Danny Elfman-esque music just progressively got faster and more distorted.
How come those guys that live in the fridge don't get frozen in the freezer? Like, I don't understand. They pull out frozen animals for dinner, but there's animals living in there. I guess I don't know.
There's a hierarchy, Ben.
yeah,
There's a hierarchy.
There's ice animals.
there's definitely a food chain, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they're also like helpful though, because you could be like you just ask them and then they give you.
It's a Flintstones. It's a living.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have much of a choice.
Hey,
They probably eat.
yeah. Hey, food.
Probably-
I have anxiety today. Are you available to talk for a bit before I eat you?
Can you pass me the sugar? So
The best way to eat your feelings if your fridge is your therapist.
yeah, and like this baby is straight up gonna like he's gonna get diabetes. Like
Oh, for sure.
They're funneling
Dino beat.
God damn it!
Yeah.
God damn it!
So he
Fuck.
gets, I think one of the coolest things about this episode is there's a lot of cool like puppetry things going on in this. Like when he's in the high chair and it's just like scooting with him, and then he's like they have to like pour something down that puppet's mouth, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that. And then I love like when he eats ice cream, it's just like foam on his mouth.
Yeah, it's so gross.
I'm so glad you think about the technical side of that, because like I always just forget they're not real. Like I watch it, I'm just like, that baby's flying. Like,
Yeah, that was so cool
It's
though.
biz-
Like I wonder how they did that. If they just rigged.
I feel like
it.
I saw wires.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel
yeah, I definitely think about that stuff too. It's very impressive puppetry. Although, yeah, like with the range of stuff that like doesn't age well, it does make like a pretty hilarious like uncanny valley. I remember I took a picture of the ice cream foam stuff. Like I took a picture of my TV while I was watching it, and I just like immediately like texted it to my girlfriend, and I was like, "Guess what I'm doing?"
So
we'll post that screenshot on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And Twitter.
yeah.
So the baby eats all the stuff. Fran finally comes downstairs and she sees Robbie and Charlene are just watching TV. And I love when Robbie's just sitting there and he's pretending to play air guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a,
Yeah, it's
Pretending
so
to play air guitar. That's my favorite thing.
Wow.
It's like, hey,
Okay,
do you
Tim.
feel like you're not up to the task of pretending to play guitar? How about you pretend to play guitar?
I just think that Tim is gatekeeping air guitar. Like, Tim saw it and was just like not even sliding around on his knees, not even like,
no, because yeah,
Hey,
Not duck
I don't
walking.
see your left hand moving that much.
He's not making.
Tim turns to his date and is like, "That wouldn't even be a real cord. It'd be like this and that." Like,
Actually, I messed up there. It's not Fran, it's Earl who walked past them.
All right.
yeah. Earl walks through the room and asks what they're doing. And they say they're watching the baby, and he's all like, "Yeah, it's awesome you guys taking on some responsibility." But he has the same amount of deference they do. Like, it's just like it's super clear that nobody's watching a baby.
Yeah, and then I like it. He like goes in and he's like, "Where's the baby?" And the baby's like flying around. And then
he doesn't notice at first. He doesn't notice anything until he realizes there's no fucking sugar for like his coffee or something.
Exactly.
Like he's just in this torn apart room, just like, and then he just starts yelling about like, "Fran, why is there no sugar?" And like, while a baby is helicoptering past it's Obama droning past his head, and he's just like ignoring it.
Yeah, and then
it's not the Obama droning.
So he's just like, "I'm not gonna clean this up." And then Fran walks in. She's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And he's just like, "I don't know, Fran." He's like, "I'm
first rated R episode."
I was gonna say, yeah, that's an exact quote. That is the literal quote. What the fuck is going on?
I love it because he's like, "I don't know what goes on in this house. This is just the thing I go through to get to work.
This is only my second family. Cut me some slack."
This is the episode where Fran becomes Lucille Bluth in truth. Get the C word out of here.
And yeah, I love it because it brings up kind of like the first episode where they talk about having less family, and he's just like all upset because he didn't.
He gets right back into it, back to square one with him and his family.
That motherfucker never wanted to have a family.
Yeah, and definitely not 3 of them. He said it's simple math. There's 3-2 now. They're outnumbered.
They're outnumbered 3-2, and baby was like just a surprise. Like again, he was definitely.
Immaculate conception.
Yep, because he had no idea about baby.
Yes.
He didn't want to say it in front of the audience because he's like, "Who was fucking Fran?" He just like, "Who?" Like, it's obviously Roy.
There's only like 4 other adult male dinosaurs in this society.
It's definitely definitely Mr. Turtle Puss.
As long as it's not that Mo Lester guy from the episode where they teach him how to mating dance.
Oh yeah, Mo Lester.
Or one of the cavemen that they try to get to fuck.
Oh god. Oh, that's too spicy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're trying to make the cavemen mate, but they're both men, and they're all like trying to figure out why they're not having babies.
Is that an action? Wait, is that real?
Yeah.
Once you listen to, was that the second episode of the podcast that we talked about?
I think it was the mating dance. Yeah.
I think that's the second episode is mating dance. Yeah, it's.
I did watch the mating dance. Yeah.
Earl has to learn to fuck, and then right when he's like leaving the fuck place, the zoo is bringing in the human cavemen to like do their session next.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally missed that weird bit. I did watch that episode, but I definitely missed that bit. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, when you take notes as meticulously as we end up taking them, and then still getting all the information wrong anyway, like we do.
You'll hear it this week on episwith 2.
Hey, good thing.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense like in the way that we're talking about it now. With the time gap and everything.
Yeah.
We know that we're not super reliable as people, so we just recorded like 5 episodes ahead of time before we start releasing.
Exactly.
So that we could have a week off when we fuck up.
Exactly. Hey, professionalism, baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
the only problem with that is if like there's a giant tragedy like there is every week now, like we won't be able to address it in whatever episode we're doing. And that's we are who the people look to.
Right.
In times of let's do the episode. We've been recorded for an hour, so let's
gotten to know each other pretty well.
So So Fran and Earl are arguing, and the baby's flying all over the place. And he's like, he's like chugging like a train. He's like chugga 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 chugga. He's like going all around, and then finally
he does this.
Fran gets him and comforts him. It's like, it's okay.
Mhm.
And then he's just like, hey, you see my bump? And they're like, what is that on his head?
Yeah.
She says, what the heck? So.
She says,
What
she
the
does
heck?
say, what the heck?
Yeah, she says, what the heck?
It's pretty lascivious. That's getting, like...
And it's funny because this is one of the, maybe the second or third time where the baby's actually really sweet to Earl and, like, gives him a kiss before he goes to work.
Yeah, I did notice that this episode in particularly, there are, like, a few more, like, sweet dynamics between the baby and Earl.
Yeah.
It's the woman's touch on the writing staff.
Yeah. Hey, fathers who don't actively despise their children would be the work of a wombman.
Shout out to the Women's Festival in Bikini Kill. No,
in the legal township of Bikini Kill, Mayor Kathleen Hanna will be attending.
So we get that sweet moment. Earl goes to work and Fran takes the baby to the doctor.
Yes.
I love this doctor.
It's a real, like,
the doctor is amazing.
Like, Dr. Speshemin type, like, jerk doctor who just says, I don't know, he's pretty great. My note just says doctor's office, and he's kind of a jerk.
Oh, my note said something along those lines. It was basically just like, wow, this doctor's apathetic as fuck. I love him.
Well, I mean, you gotta think, right? Like, we spent some time trying to figure out, like, when the dinosaurs decided to, like, create families and homes and stuff. So I don't know if you can really give the dinosaur doctors, like, any real... I don't think they know what they're doing.
Do you wonder whether that was part of the process? And, like, I always wonder, there's moments like that in the show, like, that could be the reason he's not helpful and doesn't know anything. It's like, if they thought about it, but it's likely they were just like, we're just going to write a funny scene real quick. But, like, it's possible they're just like, he's not going to say anything real. He's like, this is a new thing. There's doctors now, and there weren't, like, a few years back or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, deal with it.
So he doesn't know, like, he doesn't know anything, you know.
Hey man, you can't trust them doctors anymore anyway, lying about COVID deaths, and it's just
Exactly. Only 6% get a horn, you know.
Only 6%. Jesus Christ. Only 6% are potentially the... Okay, I'm not gonna... Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna keep spoiling it. I don't want to keep spoiling it. We'll get to it.
So yeah, the doctor, he has no idea what's wrong with the baby. And
the baby's joining a ska band.
And no.
Yeah.
And so basically, the only thing... So the doctor has no solution. And Fran's only concern is that he doesn't tell anybody.
She wants to be ahead of the press campaign about, like, you know, you gotta get, like, in front of the media when you find out your baby is, and like medical terms, a freak of nature, is I believe what the doctor said.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
and he says that, like, patient confidentiality, like, prohibits him from saying anything, so it's all locked up, like, it's loose lips aren't there.
Yeah, so
Right.
So immediately we cut to Earl at work, and
like a sitcom,
and his
like one of those,
and his coworkers are immediately making fun of the baby, calling, like, now you got a son and a coat rack or a hat rack. What did he say?
Yeah, definitely something that was like, yeah, like, this is an object that you hang like your shit onto, like. Yeah.
He's a regular Comedy Central roast.
He's like, how's the little freak of nature? Like,
which is like, yeah, and that's like definitely like in the first place me just going with the like, oh, look at this bold, potentially queer coded narrative, and then I realized that maybe I just have daddy issues that I need to process, because that's not the direction the show went at all.
No, because Earl, like typical Earl, made it all about him.
Yes.
Yeah. It's Earl's world.
It's Earl's world. We just live in it, and that's what he does best.
Yeah, and then I just love how, like, So after they make fun of him, he just turns to Roy and he's just like, "All right, go ahead, give me your best." And Roy is so nice and understanding.
I'm so glad that Roy's here for this because he tells him the story about he's like, "You probably don't know this about me, but I used to have short, stubby arms."
I know.
And Earl slow looks at him, does a slow turn, and is like, "You're a Tyrannosaurus Rex."
Good God, I adored Uncle Roy so much, and that was my first time seeing that character because I watched the first few episodes of the first season, but I didn't get to finish it.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that. Just that deep insecurity about his arms, even though he's a T-Rex. Probably, if we were to look at I don't know, the social privileges of dinosaurs, I'd say he's pretty up in the climbing ladder. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's got short arms. I don't remember. Was this before the podcast that I had a whole thing about? Yeah. Never mind. We were talking about before you joined our call, because I'm going to do some fan art soon. I'm going to make a shirt. It's going to say, "Honey, we're homo," and it's Roy and Earl making out in the doorway.
Oh, beautiful.
And then Tim said something about the arms not being able to reach for anything too great. I'm like, it's Roy Nipple Play, whatever his last name is. And then I meant to look up his last name, and I never did.
You said Orbison.
I did say Orbison. Probably not it.
Yeah,
that would be doobie.
And I love it because Earl the whole time is just like, what is this guy talking about?
It's very rambling.
I'm gonna play a song from the perspective of Roy.
Oh, please.
And this will be great if this just does not work at all and just gets completely removed. But I already warned Zach that I was gonna do something, and I meant to write some lyrics down. Did not do that. But that's okay.
I'm dying for this.
That's not the chord progression I wanted. I wish I had long arms. I wish I could fall. I wish I could use the fork. But I'm a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And me and Earl are going to have sex.
Yes!
I lost the plot, sorry.
Zach, if anything, just take this out and then put in the fake commercial or something instead.
I think that one's a keep. I think that one's a keep.
Yeah, it was pretty good, I gotta say.
So we're gonna take a quick break. We've been talking to you for the better half of a decade about the dinosaurs, and we're gonna hear from either our sponsors or we won't. We'll hear something, or we'll be back in 2 seconds. And it'll be weird. That's how these things do.
Oh, wonderful.
You've heard of podcasts.
Do you find yourself wishing you had full, luxurious horns protruding from your skull? But unfortunately, you're as hornless as baby Sinclair was at the beginning of this episode. Hi, I'm Spike Sterling, president of Horn Club for Males. Our product is guaranteed to make your horniest dreams come true. Remember, I'm not only the Horn Club president, but I am also a client. The self-effacing nature of such a reveal should lull you into a false sense of security, allowing you to believe that somehow a company is a dear friend of yours, and now your money is as good as mine. Try Horn Club for Males today.
What's the song Tim would hate if it
So we're back from break.
Yeah, we're back. We're changed as people. I feel different. I feel changed. I feel worldly.
Welcome back to the Menzingers podcast.
We've been bamboozled.
All right, so cut back.
I should have known. I saw a guy with a dagger tattoo or something.
Oh my god!
So panther.
All right, so we cut back to the Sinclair house, and the siblings are using baby as a ring toss. And they're like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "What are you?"
The best use of baby.
They're like, "What are you doing?" Like,
in this entire series.
They're like, "You said you wanted us to play with him."
That's some good sibling stuff. That's pretty. Like I once threw a Sega Genesis case at my sister while I was wrestling a ninja, and she had to get stitches. So this is definitely better than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than playing Yu-Gi-Oh with my brother and just like throwing all of the cards at his face because I was angry at losing.
Yeah, so Earl comes home, he busts through the door, and he's just like, Fran, this thing's gotta go.
It's our family you're talking about, Earl. That's just her go-to line. I assume she might have said it again.
It would have been a great spot for that.
Yeah. And they're like,
this family has got to go.
So Fran's just like, no, Earl, we can't do it. We can't hurt the baby. And then, like, I love, of course, Earl is just like, he's like, but I'm getting teased at work.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's so difficult.
I know. He's the biggest little bitch boy.
I've cosplayed as like a man person in public, and it's like it's real hard.
Oh,
real difficult out there.
I have a history of that too. It's a tough time.
People expect you to like grab. Well, I'm tall, so I have to grab things off shelves all the time. It's ridiculous. So I don't know if that applies to not all men, but like
hashtag
the few good guys with guns.
I mean, hey, if you're too short to reach something in the shelf, just grab your rifle and shoot it down. It's that easy.
Damn straight.
What's that?
We don't call for customer help assistance. We don't call 911.
No, we shoot our guns. That's what we do in America.
So when you were cosplaying, were you at a MegaCon?
What is MegaCon?
It's where everyone dresses like Megalosauruses.
Never mind.
Amazing.
Anyway,
this is
so
that sucks because that was how Tim was going to segue into the special. And he's going to advertise.
Earl's whining and complaining, and of course Ethel comes into the picture because she loves when Earl whines and complains. And she comes in and she's like, I got this thing. And she's like, it was a dinosaur in a black coat?
Black cloak.
Yeah.
And she has the official scroll with the official red ribbon. Like, this is like, these are the elders.
He's being served by the...
He's being served.
By God.
Ethel does a really sick dance. Serves Earl.
Yeah, and so Earl...
At 25% capacity due to COVID-19, you can't serve.
They got a lot of people in line at the Cave of Destiny.
Yeah,
So
is that what they called it? I wrote it down.
Yeah. Well, the grandma says, she reads it, and it's like saying that he's been summoned to like meet the Council of Elders at the Cave of Destiny, deep within the Mountain of Terror, half a block south of Mort's Big and Tall.
Mort's Big and Tall.
Yeah. I do remember hearing that, and like my immediate first thought was like, holy shit, the Cave of Destiny sounds like an amazing spin-off. And then we got to it, and I was just like, oh, okay, never mind, it's just a DMV.
Yeah.
The cave.
I'd rather go to the Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. I don't even like that movie.
I have a
That's
soft,
what it should be a spin-off of.
I have a soft spot for it.
I have a soft spot for Jack Black in general.
Mood.
Yeah.
It's even in like Nacho Libre.
Oh, yeah.
One of my friends just put one of my other friends on the spot because they were like, Max's only art in his house is a giant poster of Nacho Libre framed.
I respect that.
And I was like, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I like the Cave of Destiny is just a cave full of old guys, as he puts it.
Yeah. Well.
It's the DMV.
Yeah,
it's just the DMV.
It's the DMV. They made a guy eat his own head, and like so Earl's afraid to go, and he's summoned because of the baby, which he's like, I told you, like this baby sucks.
Yeah.
Every day he wakes up, he's like, good morning, Fran. That baby sucks. Don't like it.
Yeah. Good morning, Fran. The baby gotta go. Anyways, what's for breakfast?
That's a great Donald Trump impression.
That's what I was going. That's exactly what I was going for.
Baron, baby.
Baron. I can't
baby.
stand this Baron kid. All my other kids, great, tremendous. The smaller child got to go. No good.
All right.
Do you know the cartoon Rugrats? Like, there's a plot where Tommy gets like kidnapped and they take him back because they don't. It's too much of a hassle. But they were trying to like kidnap like a Donald Trump's baby in the episode. Like it's
What
like just
the-
says
what?
Trump on something. They don't say it out loud or like there's just like visual references that like lead to that being what it was. And that's one of those things like that's weird to watch now.
All right.
I did
Hey,
not realize there was that much baby kidnappings.
keep talking. I really have to pee. I'm sorry.
Oh, sure, go for it, Tim.
Just keep talking about Rugrats.
Yeah, I am genuinely just shocked that kidnappings were present in Rugrats to that extent, and also a direct Trump reference.
I feel like it happens a couple times.
I mean, Trump
Like, there's not
references
too-
were big back then, but
How are you gonna make a baby exciting? You gotta steal it a few times. Like this will be good. This is like okay. So Tim's gone. This is like a boxcar racer type thing. Like we're doing like
Fair.
a side project where we didn't invite Tim DeLong or whatever.
Oh, great, yes.
I'll start
yeah.
calling him Tim DeLong.
Tim DeLong. Yeah, okay, yes. We are now a offshoot Trumpism and analyzed through the lens of the Rugrats podcast. It's
I was
alright
like, which-
for you to
I was like, which
kidnap
one should I
my
play?
baby.
I almost just went with Aliens Exist just because of Tom DeLong's whole thing now. Like,
All right.
hey mom, there's something new back to me. It's hard because all the songs are pretty much the same chords, so I could just decide which one I'm going to do at the last minute. But
You can.
at least early Blink-182.
I mean, yeah, it's all like in the key of C and your standard like 4, 5, 7
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah.
I accidentally do their songs plenty of times.
Same, actually. I mean, especially Damn It. I don't know if I've told you this story before, but it was like a thing in South Florida for every band to cover Damn It at one point.
I think that's everywhere, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Our band
Well, I
definitely,
knew-
like, a Tom Potato cover, damn it.
Well, but the thing is, it was like the kind of thing where it was like happening multiple times in one show, like
That's
regularly.
That's
And I remember there was a show at the Talent Farm. Hey, Timmy. But yeah, I remember there was a show at the Talent Farm, and Jeremy's old band, Funkman's Inferno, was playing. My old band, Sluggish, was playing. And there was a sign outside that said, "No, damn it. No one plays damn it at this show." And it was like an 8-band show. I think 6 of the bands covered damn it that night.
Of course. It's.
Hello.
I remember hearing
I'm back.
at the Planet Punk Fest back when that was a thing before everyone found out about Chris Clavin being a piece of shit.
Oh,
Like,
fuck, yeah.
Yeah, there were like the signs up the last year that were like no like Johnny Hobo covers,
Yeah.
and like I thought it was like a joke the same as like being like no Rancid or Misfits covers type thing, but then it was actually pertaining to like his like rehab process and stuff because he's playing the festival,
That's fair.
and there were a lot of
Yeah.
songs about using and like. I was like, I just immediately like took it as like the joke of like that's the obvious thing at a folk punk festival.
Right,
Like,
right.
one
Some kind of no stairway denied type of.
One time,
Yeah, exactly.
One time, we played with. We actually didn't get to play, but we were supposed to play. But then we ended up not. We were supposed to play with Eric Peterson from
Oh, really?
Mischief Brew, and this kid just like randomly opened the show and covered a Mischief Brew song.
Oh, no!
We did that to like our friends' bands. Like we'd like start a song with one of their riffs that like their songs start with, but we would like choose one that's in the key of one of our songs and then like seamlessly like switch it after it happened.
Right.
But like it's different. Like I'm just thinking like of the bands we had before. Like if we just like when we play with Big D, if we just like got up there and we're just like, hey, Elitist from LA, just did their whole shtick.
Yeah, but so anyway,
We're at the Cave of
Oh, yeah.
Destiny.
we're at the cave.
We're back from the other break.
Yeah, we're at the Cave of Destiny.
We're at the DMV of Destiny.
Yeah, and Earl brings.
A long ass fucking time ago. We're at the Pick of
God
Destiny.
damn it. So he gets the baby. They ask him a few questions like, "Are you the father?" And
Mhm.
the one in the middle opens the Book of Dinosaur, which we have referenced before. The Book of Dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's the sacred book of
It's
dinosaurs.
like
Very
the
important.
actual doctrine, like their actual religion.
It's like their rules
It's
or something.
Some ancient guy wrote it.
Yeah.
And like it's like it's definitely just dinosaur rules. Like T-Rexes have to pretend they can't see you if you're not moving, and like Raptors can't have feathers until the third movie, and then whatever the rules of dinosaurs are.
And
Hey, just saying, I feel like y'all are gonna need to dedicate a whole episode to that one day.
I want to. It would be fun.
To Jurassic Parks or to what?
To the book.
To the book of
The Book of
dinosaurs.
To the book, to the doctrine, to the religion, to the theology of the
To
dinosaurs
the Michael
world.
Michael Crichton novel Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I will make my own version of like I'm gonna make like a podcast show Bible for this show, and that's what's gonna be the Sacred Book of Dinosaurs. That's gonna be like when we have like 10, maybe 12 listeners, I'll release a book and
It'll be like the Book of Sonic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
So he starts reading from the book, and he's just like a child with a golden horn will be birthed of a noble family and a courageous father, and then like Earl's like really full of himself, and then the guy in the middle is just like, hand me the whiteout, and he whites that out.
idiot.
I thought that was hilarious.
Hand me ye old secret whiteout. Ye old sacred.
Yes, the Catholic Church uses it all the time. I feel like
Yeah.
other people should.
It's the big black marker.
Hey, can we just white out all of that stuff about Jesus hating the rich and rising up against them and destroying their property? Yeah, thanks.
Can we white out everything about Jesus? I got a new character idea.
No, he did not have sex with a prostitute. Come on, guys. So they pronounce it. They have the baby, and they're like, "Wait, the baby is gonna speak," and baby's just like, "Oh
The best
no!"
scene.
And then
best
he has
scene.
good body.
he just takes a fucking dump.
Okay,
And
yes.
They all start going like they're all like whoa, and the baby like is like getting a kick out of it. He's like, yeah, whoa.
Yeah, he's like,
They were-
like chanting.
They were doing that
himself
sitcom
up.
kiss thing. It was like somebody kissed in a sitcom.
Yeah. It was like the baby was like his own like hype man. It was kind of amazing, and like that was. Yeah. So the big baby line where after after the sacred folk say the baby's gonna say something. Yes, that was my favorite line of the episode. I never thought that I would laugh that hard at the lines, "I just made a big poop." I never thought that line would make me laugh that hard. I was screaming, I was hollering, I was scaring my roommates.
It's
And-
I mean,
so fun.
Yeah.
It's
It was
just
the
the kind of
timing.
thing.
It was
like,
the perfect fucking setup. It was.
yeah, it was great.
They- The
It was also this is like so long ago. That was probably the first poop joke.
Yeah.
I don't know about history.
I mean, hey. You get the first poop joke and bisexuality being invented in the same year. That's a big year for society.
I don't like the lines that conservatives are going to draw between those two things.
No.
They're like, speaking of a crock of shit, you hear about this bisexuality?
You see this?
Me and my buddy were just kissing. We were both Boy Scouts. There's nothing wrong. Don't have to make a sexuality out of it.
Yeah. So what if I like to kiss my bros? Shouldn't be a thing.
Kiss the bros goodnight.
Kiss the bros goodnight.
If we impart anything through this podcast,
I mean, my mentality. My mentality is kiss every nice person goodnight if they've tested negative for COVID recently.
Exactly, folks.
That's fair.
You heard it here.
That's sad for the ones that now don't get kissed because they got the COVID.
Right?
But like,
Oh well.
hopefully they make a speedy recovery and back into our arms.
Back into the smooch range.
Yes.
back into the kiss chasm.
So
Yeah.
so after the baby makes a mess of himself, the sacred
poop.
the sacred elders are like fawning over him, and he's already like, you could tell this is like going to the baby's head. Like he loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it.
I love it. I love that. Like we're like being real about the fact that this baby has a big fucking ego.
Yeah.
I love that that's being analyzed and dissected.
Yeah.
I think that the baby ends up wearing his crown very with a lot of dignity.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
So Earl brings him home, and immediately he starts charging people to meet the baby.
Yeah.
And they're all
Just like
up.
a good Catholic.
Yeah, and I love that part where he's just like, but Fran, there's disputes. It was his nap time, and it's just like there's disputes and to settle, and athletic gear sponsorships.
Yeah. I think my favorite line in that scene was like when Earl's coworker showed up, like to show their respects to the baby.
The Jesus
but
part.
Earl was immediately like questioning it, and his line was, "Oh, look who it is! It's the three wise guys." And I was like, "Yes, let's just go full on the nose, baby."
Yeah, and
good job, Dana.
And before that, Earl tries to get Robbie to like talk to the people in line. He's just like, I'm not gonna bow down to my brother. Plus,
fuck yeah.
That was the whole thing. Yeah,
Political rap.
we get a whole classic. Robbie criticizes monarchy and theology scene.
Robbie's at this stage where he could still get red pilled pretty quick. Like that's the problem. It's a word. He could go like a lot of us liked Bill Hicks when we were younger, and then a lot of those people who liked Bill Hicks became very into things that I didn't become into afterwards.
True. That's a very good way to look at it.
The Joe Rogans and the Alex Joneses.
Yeah, and Pennywise.
Keeping up with the Alex Joneses.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you're right. Robbie is definitely at that Bill Hicks crossroad.
Yeah, he even refers to the masses as sheep.
Right.
So wake up.
Yeah.
That's because he would have said sheeple, but they are not people, so the poem wouldn't have worked. I could tell him at the last minute, he's like, damn it, we're not people. Yeah.
Man, all these goddamn sheeposaurs.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Earl is easily able to convince Robbie by telling him that some of the people out there are cheerleaders. So
he still sarcastically leaves, but he goes for the cheerleaders.
Yeah, because he fucks.
What sport? For what sport?
We can't blame the boy. He fucks.
Yeah,
he's a horny heterosexual boy, as far as we know at this point in time.
Not in my fan fictions, but So, what sports do you think they're cheerleaders for? Do they talk about sports yet?
Well,
what do dinosaurs do for sports?
Ooh, good question.
There's no rule that says a dinosaur can't play basketball. It's the Airbud loophole.
He does play for the troglodytes. That's what it says on this.
What are the troglodytes? Like, what kind of team are they?
We don't know. We don't know yet. I think it's football. I'm pretty sure it's football.
You can picture them playing football in Dinosaur World. I guess that
yeah,
America, of course.
Yeah, they first
football,
they make a family, then they build a house, then they get doctors, and then they start football teams.
Thank God.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens at any time I play Sid Meier's Civilization.
Yeah, I can't get into that game because I'm just like, beer and football should be here now. This is
yeah.
You call this civilization bullshit. I call it as I see it.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck social welfare. Fuck making sure that everyone is living with what they need.
As long as my team does well.
Yeah, exactly.
So the first three people that we see are like V mentioned, as Earl's co-workers, the three wise guys.
The three wise
jerks,
guys.
in my opinion.
And that's
Yeah,
where we
they
learned.
bring it.
That's where we learned that the shorter guy's name is Mr. Turtlepuss because they actually say his name.
I didn't even catch it.
Yeah,
I
me
need to pay more
neither.
attention.
Yeah.
I was writing down spices from the north, silk from the east, and one of the big plastic fire
Yeah.
trucks. The beautiful transparent gifts that they offer the baby.
Which is pretty fucking great. Yeah.
So, and then after that, we kind of fast forward, and baby's tired, and they're like, "Wait, there's one more guest, and it's Uncle Roy," and the baby is so happy to see Uncle Roy.
It is like the most delightful moment of the episode.
It's so cute.
Just like that entire like fucking heart to heart with Roy and the baby is amazing.
Yeah, and he just wants the baby to make a miracle.
I wish I had longer
Yeah,
arms
exactly.
so I could use a fork. I wish I had longer arms.
I mean, just that whole interaction
Fork.
was like such a beautiful fucking heart to heart. It was almost like a Jim Jarmusch movie or something.
And he was,
Like-
yeah, baby was just like,
Like
he
you.
was like, I like you, Uncle Roy. It was like,
Yeah.
it was.
He conveys each line with like 2 words maximum. He just like funny arms.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes the baby is way more verbose than other times, but I can't really like get a good like measure of this. Like, I need to have the baby diagram sentences for me so I can tell where it's at in syntax.
I mean, it like ranges. I feel like the baby is just like, I don't know, like such a multifaceted tool of like the dinosaurs writing staff.
True 3-dimensional writing. with this.
Yeah.
It's almost like the baby's a character in the show. That's how like how New York is a character in so many movies.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, baby Sinclair is the New York of dinosaurs.
Yeah. This scene has another prop I want, which is like Charlene walks in with like a bunch of babies' faces
I
on
know.
sticks that she was selling
I
outside.
really want those.
That's like, I'm gonna make my own. I'm gonna make that.
I really
Holy
want those
shit.
too.
The scene, it also started with my dad Howard Handupme reporting about the baby becoming the new king, and it like was called like they had like the infographic thing, like it was like the making of a king day
Day
2.
2, yeah.
And that's worth following because they come back to that kind of like a DNN update narrative. It's good.
Yeah, but after Roy leaves, another one, the elder, pops up in their house magically. It was just like, we need the baby to make him a king, and they just start freaking out. And Earl's just like, I told you this baby was bad.
Yeah, and they threatened to throw the parents into like the pit of despair where they'll be like roasted by Jeff Ross or something. I didn't.
By Jeff Ross.
yeah. And Lisa Lampanelli.
They said the word roast and I was off on a different planet by the end of the sentence.
Yeah. I mean, fair.
But they're all like sad now because the baby's gone. Like, in the next scene, they're all like in the kitchen, and Charlene just like tries to like talk to her mom, like says like mom, and then Fran's just like, don't start in on me, Charlene.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah,
And they're talking about the baby like he's dead.
yeah.
I mean, you can definitely see like how those family dynamics and communication have developed like generationally.
And then Robbie like starts hitting Earl in the head with the pan.
Yeah,
Mhm.
not the mama.
It's
Not
not
the
same.
mama.
It's not
Not
the
the
same.
mother.
Not the mother. He was doing like a William Shatner cover of the bit.
It's just not the same.
Charlene offers to like throw some food at him, but he's already, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, but
Right.
but Earl's so full of shit. Like, he's like crying and he's all upset. Like, he didn't.
Yeah, it's just like in the scene before this, he told the 3 wise men, like, I always knew he was special, and like Fran's giving him death stare from across the room.
I mean, I think
Because he
yeah.
was just shit talking the baby like a minute ago.
Yeah.
I think that's so true. And I think the biggest example of Earl like being so full of shit is the fact that like, God, I forgot what Fran said, but she said something that could like vaguely be interpreted as like sexual or romantic.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, come on, Fran, I'm not in the mood." But I could get in the mood. I could get in. I mean, fuck. I know that our baby's potentially dead and missing, but I'll fuck.
Yes.
I'll fuck.
He's like, she has to give him a back rub and bring cocktails when like she's the one who lost an actual baby. He lost the facet of his ego.
Right.
And he even like says like the baby's off to live in a beautiful place and live a wonderful life, and I wasn't the one to give it to him. Like it never stops going. Like it's so like Earl centric.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
always.
always.
I mean, always.
Yeah, it's always about him. So Fran demands that he goes back to the cave and gets the baby back. So he does. So he goes back to the cave, and they're calling numbers like the DMV, and we get.
Yeah, I love this lady who comes up to like get her garage, a second floor, and she's granted a variance, and like this like baby is hamming it up so much. It's just this like gentle like ruler who just is like sitting there and accepting all the praise and just like, yes, you can have like a taller garage.
And he's like now kiss the doll.
Yeah.
She's just. I think it's funny this lady when she's leaving. She's like, my contractor's gonna be so happy. Like,
yeah, that was the sixth thing after establishing the football team. It was contractors, developers,
contractors.
So yeah, and then the next guy, he just like walks in. He's like, yeah, can I get a white fish? And we're like, what?
I love that. He's just been in the deli line for 16 hours. He's a piece of fish.
16 hours? He's like, wait, this isn't the cave deli?
Which I do love thinking of the Cave of Destiny as just like, yeah, this multi-section like strip mall.
It's a mall.
Yeah, it's like a fucking mall. Yeah.
He thought he was in the food court.
Yeah.
And so after that guy leaves and he's really mad because he just wanted some white fish, they call Earl's number, and Earl comes in, and the baby's like, "Hey, I know you," and he's like, he remembers me.
He calls him the Not the Vivi.
Yeah. like my catchphrase. Yeah, I do love
like
that.
that.
I do love the baby knowing him as not the mama and nothing else.
Yep, he doesn't have a name.
Yeah, I mean,
neither does the baby.
Earl's definitely the guy who refers himself as babysitting his own kids, so you can't give him a real title.
True.
Like, fuck him.
Fucking true.
So
I feel like the show's gonna try to make me like Earl, and it's not gonna fully happen.
no.
Are they gonna
Maybe
try?
with like a grain of salt.
Are they ever trying to make you like Earl? To be honest, are they?
And in 1991, he was probably like a progressive male on TV.
Oh God. Jesus, that's a sad statement, but probably very true.
Not in the era of Dan Connor.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
You know, from Roseanne.
The Connors!
Roseanne.
The Connors,
Yeah.
Ben! Don't you know about the
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
ABC sitcom The Connors that everyone is watching right now?
You're thinking of Welcome Back, Connors. I think is what it is.
Welcome back, Connors!
So
Connor Daycare.
So yeah, so Earl pleads with the elders, and they're like, "Nope, you got 2 minutes now." And they're like, "All right, now touch the horn and leave." And then he goes to touch the horn, and it just fucking falls off.
Yeah,
it's almost all the way off. It's like like hanging by a thread.
Yeah, and then in this,
Just so Earl can give a nice little speech.
and yeah, like Earl. See, you were saying how they were trying to make you like Earl, and this was kind of a likable moment for Earl.
That's true. I mean, and like I said earlier, we do get a few of those instances of just those sweet moments between the baby and Earl. Those do happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is one of them, and
For sure.
and baby actually calls him daddy. That was kind of sweet. Yeah.
It was pretty
I would
big.
like to praise Earl for being considerate enough to love a baby for him.
His
I realize
own
the
baby
way to say it, I'm
child.
like, yeah, I'm just like babies are cute. Like it shouldn't even be difficult.
Right, yeah. Especially when it's, the one that you were involved in conceiving.
Allegedly.
If.
Allegedly. I'm sorry. I don't mean to speak ill of the Lord himself.
we're gonna have a big like. It's gonna be like the whole conspiracy theory about who
who fucked
Bobby's
Fran?
father is in King of the Hill. It's gonna be similar. Like people think that what's his name? You know, the King of the Hill character.
Hank Hill.
Oh,
Bill Dotree. People think that's Bobby's dad, which is I hate a lot of conspiracies about shows like that.
for sure.
Where it's like the writers didn't write it for a reason. Like it can't exist outside of like.
Yeah, but that's why there's podcasts about TV shows.
Hey,
That's stupid. Who would do a podcast about a TV show? Who would make a fourth wall breaking joke? That's all bullshit in my opinion. We're above that.
right.
Yeah, so Earl takes the baby home, and then on the TV we get a DNN special report, and it says the king is a hoax, day 1.
Yeah, it was.
up.
I love that entire segment. I love like. I forgot the exact line, but I love that the anchor said something along the lines of, and it turns out that our Lord and Savior turned out to be just one of those things.
just
one of those
things.
Yeah, which is exactly how I hope the collective human species remembers 2020 as a whole.
I hope it's how the Earth remembers the human species as a whole.
Just one of those things.
Just one of
It's
those
so-
things.
And it's so great too because it's like you can hear the distaste in that anchor's voice a little bit when they say it, you know? And all that I can think about is just like the cognitive dissonance that comes with that society and like coming to terms with the fact that they just all believed in a false messiah. You know?
Yeah.
That's trauma. That's actual trauma that they'll have to experience as a society and process it. And
It's like I'm at the point where I'm starting to regret voting for Trump. You know? It's like,
God damn.
it's like I thought that
You thought it would be.
he was making
You thought it would be funny, right?
the No, Tim, we're not going to get into the rap album I sent you today. That was an accident.
I thought I'd get peed on by now, but then I realized that many of my friends would just do that for no charge.
Yeah. That makes me nostalgic.
Same.
I definitely mean for more recent times than.
Release the P tape. I think we talked about that in episode 1.
Hey, the golden child, am I right?
No!
What do you think they were doing in the Game of Destiny when we weren't looking?
Investigate the Game of Destiny.
Investigate.
What's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean?
What?
What?
Baby has never had a garbanzo bean on his face.
Oh wow, yeah, we reached the whole bottom of the barrel.
Awooga!
Awooga! Zach, you better be getting these effects.
Yeah, we need the target type shit.
DJ.
I want a whole Dr. Phil soundboard in this episode.
I'm not your daddy. You have to stop calling me daddy. I appreciate the support. It's kind of weird.
So anyway, so
It's back to Timmy. Back to
baby's
square
home,
one.
and yeah, the show starts on we're gonna need another Timmy, and it ends on we're gonna be another Timmy.
And you're goddamn right we are.
So poignant.
Yep.
So I don't know what it means.
And he blows up, and he's like, "Let me hide behind this lead shield," and then he blows up. It's good.
It's good character development moment because Earl and the baby together get the shout like say it, and then well we're gonna need another Timmy.
Yep. And yeah, that's.
Do you think if you die before your parents, Tim, at your funeral, that has to be the eulogy like that?
I hope so.
I'll write a letter today to your dad, and I think if you send a letter, it's like copyright, like whatever. I'll send a letter to your dad, and like he hasn't responded to the past 8 letters, so it's like whatever. where I'm just like, when did your son become the mayor? And
Well, have you heard of this punk rock festival? that was a big part of it.
I'm the mayor.
Yes, you are.
Tim goes to the mayor.
No.
Yeah, Tim goes to the mayor and then becomes the mayor.
The mayor comes to me.
Oh.
So I found out while because the first few episodes I got lucky and they were like really poorly translated reviews of each episode, and I was able to like end the episodes on those, and they disappeared. It just quit being a thing, and it sucks. I'm gonna have to covertly go in and write my own, but then it won't feel like real art.
Yeah, it's not real art.
But
do it for the art.
when researching for
like
the art,
Menzingers.
First and foremost, the art. Not all Menzingers, but what if you think about it? Menzingers are like, what kind of jokes the men's got? Like these nuts and that's it.
These nuts. Ron White specials.
Oh wow! Hey! Don't you diss my cigar smoking man. Also, real quick, I'm gonna stay on, but I'm gonna turn the camera off because I'm gonna go pee.
Okay.
And y'all ain't
Golden
my
child.
premium subscribers.
That's right. Check out V.
So when you left earlier,
check out my premium content that I'm discontinuing because of Bella Thorne.
Thanks a lot.
Earlier we did Boxcar Racer when Tim left.
We did.
Yes,
we did.
What's the other one? Like, which one? I don't know. I don't remember the difference between Boxcar Racer and Plus 44 or whatever. I always forget which ones went to which band.
I do too. Honestly.
There's Tom DeLonge. Only Tom DeLonge is in Boxcar Racer with Travis.
So I got it opposite earlier. So there was one person.
Plus 40 for that's Barker and Mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Skinhead Rob in any of them?
No.
Is that just transplants?
That man does nothing but the transplants these days.
Yeah. And
some of my friends sell records.
That's not true. He did do a collaboration album project with Paul Wall called
excuse me.
Expensive Taste.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that?
Paul Wall.
It was a few years ago. It's very bad. It's very bad.
well then. Well,
did you ever listen to the Pink album that Tim Armstrong wrote half of?
I heard it's really bad.
None of the songs were on the radio from what I it was she had a couple hits on an album and then that album came out nothing. Then she had a lot of hits on the album after it.
Yeah.
I've heard about it, but I've never listened to it. What era was that again?
Isn't it just called Trouble?
It has to be the worst era.
The worst era. Nice.
I don't know. It had to be. It was before Pink blew up.
She already.
And then I don't know what happened to Pink. Every now and then she had a song with Nate Roos 10 years ago, and that's the last thing I heard from Pink.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to find out.
I feel like I haven't really heard about Pink since 2004.
Mm-hmm. She's been around since then, I think. But
you
don't know that.
It was called Try This, and it was 2003. So around when Indestructible by Rancid would be coming out, I think.
Yeah, because he probably got the Universal deal or whatever they signed.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if I fall back down, you're gonna help me get another major record label.
That's right.
Yeah, it's I feel like when you if you make the album Indestructible, you probably only use 1% of your artistic ability, so you probably could do 8 albums that year.
Yeah, but
oh fuck! I mean, you say that, but Red Hot Moon is a goddamn banger, and I love that song to fucking death.
And I could rap the Skinhead Rock part right now.
It's not my time to go. It's
one
not my time to die.
2 times for your soul.
Yeah.
With the graveyard and the money, yes. Yeah.
Last thing I want is for my mother to cry.
I remember being eighth grade sounds correct, and listening to it on the computer at school on some website that had music videos that was not YouTube because it was 2003
Yahoo
or whatever.
Was it Yahoo?
That's actually offensive in Kentucky. You can't just call people Yahoos.
You don't wear any
Oh my
shoes,
God.
So
I was gonna say something earlier as a Kentucky resident or birth person, the wise men thing. I remember there being a joke I heard all the time when I was a kid about how the 3 wise men were firemen, and it was because it was three men came from afar, and here that's the word fire sounds like far.
fire.
And we don't have a lot. That's our only joke. We have that and we have KFC. We don't like
KFC is a
And
joke.
every time I'm on tour, I tell people that there are no KFCs in Kentucky.
That's right. No,
I act startled when I see
It's
squirrels.
only
I
searches.
dropped all my
As if-
things and missed that entire joke.
It wasn't. I don't have many good ones. When I met Tim drew a dick on my hand, and I don't know if Tim remembers this. When I
Sounds about
say it.
right.
Did I?
You were,
Yeah.
yeah, it was at the door to that
Uncle
bar
Lou's.
in Orlando. Yeah, yeah, and
That bar in
that was the
Orlando.
that was that show where the homeless guy kept coming up on the stage and hugging me, and I was like, I don't care. He was like, whatever, and he got like body slammed by like the door guy or the bartender who was like bigger because he kept going on stage and hugging everybody, which is not the worst thing that could happen. We didn't have COVID yet.
I mean, yeah, Uncle Lou's get weird like that.
Yeah. Who played that show?
I feel like they barely classify as a bar.
That's also when I met Gougeway, Christina.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Yo,
Because
yeah,
she was managing that ska
The
band.
strikeouts.
Yeah. So it was us, the Strikeouts, Working Dead or something like that. I don't
Working
remember.
Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, and some shitty band,
Mm.
Campfire Suburbia type shit. Like it
Terrible.
was
Terrible.
like just Tim talking about books about Miles Davis. No, but this is when I met Tim, and I was not super aware of Tim's existence. I think Tim was aware of my existence.
Yeah, because of Robbie.
Because we were on the same forum, but you didn't post, and I posted nonstop,
Yeah.
yeah,
which is still my life.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Tim
But
and I just know each other from Gainesville gigging. My shitty high school band that moved to Gainesville together played with his Fugazi cover band.
See,
So I was like,
see, Ben, I told you I was in a Fugazi cover band.
that's right.
yeah, but you hate the Wugazi mashup, which is very bizarre.
No, I
to me.
don't.
I thought you were the one who didn't like it.
No,
What Fugazi mashup? 13 Chambers or
Wugazi.
yeah, Fugazi.
Wugazi.
Yeah,
You don't hate
Yeah.
that.
I love it.
Who was it?
I don't know, someone who sucks.
I'm trying. Who else was sexy that I was talking to? I can't think of who.
It couldn't be anyone sexy.
Someone
Somebody
sexy.
is-
Yeah, I was gonna say that
Someone
that
as
strikes down
sexy-
some sexy points.
as pleasant faced, as musician adjacent as Tim. I can't think of like.
Musician adjacent. What a fucking burn. God damn it, Ben.
It's true. Well,
Tim's a great drummer. I love me a Tim.
Me
I
same.
speaking of earlier about Tim being the nicest hater. I have described Tim to people in my life. Like it's part of my daily routine. Usually, I like find a stranger in public
I relate.
and start.
I relate. I do a lot of that
Yeah.
too.
I'm like Tim. I was like Tim is. He won't like the band you like, and he'll tell you, and he'll like have a high pitched laugh about it, and you'll still be like, I love this guy.
Yeah, and then if you're lucky, by the end of the evening, you two will be watching the MTV 2000 Blink-182 Live at Daytona Beach concert.
that's a good one. That's a good one. It's really good.
Good times, baby.
yeah.
Good times.
Oh well, I didn't realize that was just one of his moves.
Oh, that's definitely one of his moves. That was like my first shitty apartment, like in early 2014.
we did that, and then what I played WWE All Stars with Christian.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So what year was this? When did y'all linked up?
I want to
up?
say like 2014 because I moved to Gainesville 2013 and I was kind of just a loser for the fall. And I mean, we definitely played our first show together around that time because that was like October 2013, but we didn't start like hanging out and trying to be friends until like 2014.
Yeah, because I booked Sluggage on the Math the Band show.
Yeah. That was sweet. Thank you for that again.
And then y'all came. You were hanging out at the next time they played, or right? You all came in 1982.
Oh yeah, that's where the show was.
Yeah, and you were talking to me. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he came to that show too. That's right, yeah, and we hung out more at that show.
Yeah, and
we played Smash and stuff too because it was 82.
Yeah, and you had that ASOB hoodie.
The hoodie, that's right, that I got from JT.
And so yeah, that's the episode. It's a good episode.
What so the social commentary of this episode, I feel like there's not a lot of social commentary really.
It feels like there was like some kind of attempt at looking like there was social commentary.
Yeah, it's like all the elements that would have allowed it were there, but there was no writing towards it. Like,
yeah,
that's so true. Yeah,
really.
But then again, but I also kind of appreciate the way in which they portrayed their own apathy. Like, with just ending the episode with, I guess that's just one of those things. That's kind of brilliant for a 90s sitcom that almost broached the topic of immaculate conception.
It seems to be, like, on par in general. The show has that... It ties into, like, the Robbie noticing the world's counting down. And, like, the concept that the viewers all know that the dinosaurs will die. So, like, everything that's happening is of little consequence or whatever. And from what like the episodes I've seen so far, it's kind of a recurring theme. Like it could just be like there's an apathetic writer in the room who's like the nihilist in the swimming pool in that fucking Jeff Bridges movie. But like, I think it's possible that it was an artistic decision.
Yeah, I think it's also like how the dinosaurs are still trying to figure out how to be like a quote unquote modern society, you know?
Yeah. Modern rock.
Yeah, because they're trying to, they kind of have a concept of religion, like we like in past episodes that's come up, but like this is almost like we, as far as we know, we don't know what kind of system of government is in place right now on Pangea, but
and I wonder about it constantly, to be honest.
Are there any cops?
Are there cops?
There are cops, yeah.
Oh.
Sure.
Triceratops.
Yeah. So it makes you wonder, was there already a king? Or was baby the first king? Like, what's going on here?
Those are very good questions, and ones that I definitely think you should be jotting down for when you do the spin-off on the Book of Dinosaur, which you definitely should do. I feel like the entire theology and like I don't know, just basis of society of this show needs to be dissected.
Yeah, it's just it's just like a brand new world for these dinosaurs. Like they don't really know what they're doing.
Right.
So if it's like there's a thing that's like it's with a lot of comedy writing, people will put a lot of stake into like the consistency of it. They're like, well, if this is a parable in this episode, then what is it like? Is it always going to be social commentary involved in every decision? Like, are they saying, like, this baby was thought to be Jesus, but then they found out it wasn't? Like, is that, like, saying that Jesus wasn't anything and they feel like we're still abandoned in this world? Or is it, like, a throwaway gag or a throwaway, like, the plot was just, like, the writer went into it being like, I want to make a story about how the father is, because of his own ego, upset about all these things involving losing the baby that he thinks he didn't want. But by the end of it, he has, like, a genuine moment of, like, realizing that he won. Like, he's there all the time trying to get the baby because he actually wants to, like, you know, he loves his family in some weird way.
Yeah.
I mean,
with no homo.
No homo. Yeah. Yo, I'm not gay or anything, but I do love my family. I mean, real talk, though, I do think that there can be room for those things to coexist. Ultimately, I do sense that it was ultimately about the family and about the relationship between Earl and the baby.
Yeah.
But also, there's room for you to just, like, make... That's the thing. I feel like there's room for you to make light jokes about that and stuff. But it's also... It's not unrealistic to expect the audience to ask more about what's going on in that world. because
because
this
like
episode set up a lot of implications, in particular, about about just the world beliefs of the dinosaur society.
It's like a feeling like they probably had a different concept originally that wasn't met, or they had a separate group assigned to write the B story, and like. And it did not match the A plot, like in any, like I don't know, like because it definitely seems like very mashed together incorrectly in a weird way.
And that is pretty common in just American TV in general.
Oh, and it's also it's also I feel like it's a very like it's like a sweet episode. It's not really like there are gags, but it was kind of it was kind of nice.
Yeah. I think the relationship was definitely at the heart of it.
Yeah, like
I think we just live in a post-Sopranos world. Like
TV
used to be shit. Like TV wasn't good. There was like good TV sometimes, but the comparison, like it was a different level. Like I think like we look at it like we're like looking at like if the people who wrote like Fleabag or Arrested Development or anything that has like a lot of stacked jokes and things happening and like things you have to watch it multiple times for, but it's really probably just people making like entry level salaries doing their job, and like mostly the focus was puppetry. Like it was a fun show to make and a very expensive show to make, the most expensive at the time for like that like network slot.
Oh, for sure, and I definitely don't think that anyone in the staff like had all of these big God society questions like while writing it. But I do think that those questions are just I don't know, kind of naturally raised when you watch it now.
Yeah.
This is my problem with fucking The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah, Shyamalan. Like
no. I mean,
the show in general.
The show in general, because it's one of those things where it's such a fun, like, cool story, and there's so much like good world building involved. But there's so much that's kind of like there are a lot of things that are rushed or made simpler because it's made for Nickelodeon. It's made as a kids program, and that's the audience. But it's like a show that sets up things so well that like you're watching it like with an adult mind, and you want more. You want things explained. You want more lore. Same with Harry Potter has that same thing where it's more simple than you want it to be while reading it.
Totally.
Just like Degrassi.
Yeah. Just like Degrassi.
There's so many payoffs in that show, but we won't get into it. Anyway, so this was the
we'll
best.
Leave that to Mike Park.
This was the best nuanced talk we've ever had about this show. So thank you, V, for being here.
Oh, wild.
You make it work.
I feel honored to have been a part of this.
We appreciate you.
The only thing is there's another podcast that did a review of this episode that I'm going to listen to later.
It probably is not as long.
This is the only like Dinosaurs episode I believe they reviewed. They review like a grab bag of like sitcoms.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, the show ended with this like audio, like this little song at the very end, like jingle that's at the end of like every season 1 Boy Meets World episode.
Hell yeah!
Did it?
Oh god!
And it's the same creator, so like it makes sense, Michael Jacobs. But it like had like this whole like the second I heard it, I was like, I've seen that show a billion times.
So yeah, well, I want to thank V for coming on the show. It was very nice to have you and to actually like speak with you because we don't get to speak that much often. And
it was such a blast, and I miss all of you a lot.
Yeah,
I miss both of you a lot. All of you. I'm acting like I'm speaking to a whole room. I miss the two of you very much.
I have like a cult of personality about me.
I am your anger. And so V, is there anything you would like to promote or plug?
Good God. What do I have going on in my life right now? I mean, y'all should go listen to Gutless, because Timmy and I both do that. Gutless1312.bandcamp.com. You can find everything we've released there. I did put up some demos there recently. It's also all on the Spotify, Apple Music, all those things. And I'm working on solo music, so who knows when that'll be out. Maybe by the time this is released, maybe not. But solo music from Viviana is in the works.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So everyone, check out Gutless, and
yeah, I love Gutless. They're a great.
check
band.
out V, and for and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at a dinosaur. Is it at Sinclairity 2? Or is it?
Yeah, it's at a
Dinosaurs
dinosaur.
Tale.
Yeah.
You can follow us on
Yeah.
Twitter. We also have the Facebook group, which is Sinclairity A Dinosaurs Tale, and that's all I got.
What do I got to promote? What is that? I made some song about promoting something earlier that was great with just me and Tim. So I'll promote that, whatever it was. What's Brendan Kelly's Twitter handle?
Brendan Kelly, like from Lawrence Arms.
Yeah. It's like Bad something. I'll promote that.
Bad
once I
Sandwich
remember it.
Club or Dr. Beekso.
That sounded about right.
It's one or the other because I
Nihilist Arby's.
think the Instagram and Twitter are wildly different. Surprisingly enough.
You see Bright Eyes' fucking recent Instagram? Well, now it's not recent. I just don't know what time it is. Bright Eyes posted like an Instagram picture like a few months ago, just laying naked like on a couch with like something covering his junk, and I had to like verify.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's. I was like, that is what Connor Rivers looks like. Okay.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's weird.
Yeah, I was. It's pretty punk rock. Just saying, like.
Jesus Christ, I'm so blue all the time.
Oh my god.
That's just
All right.
how I feel.
And on that,
it's your birthday.
That was Phoebe Bridgers, by the way, but he does sing in a lot of her songs. So.
well,
yeah. So you tuned in this week for
songs.
Seinfeld podcast, a show about nothing.
That's right.
This is Allosaurus in the family. This is what is it, Timmy? What is our podcast actually called?
It's called Sinclairity A Dinosaurs Tale.
Fuck yeah. All right. I was Ben Handupme.
And I've been Not Another Timmy.
And I am the Mighty Vivilosaurus, or Not the Vivi, whichever one y'all like best.
And
Anyways.
We'll be back next week with the next episode. Ben, do you know what the next episode is?
Oh yeah, that's the one thing I forgot to research ahead of time is what the next episode is. I believe all the episodes start with the one with Dinosaurs Season 2, Episode 2. This is the next episode is in the top 10 episodes of the show, according to like fucking some website. I was researching. All the top 10 episodes are Season 2 apparently.
Okay.
Or at least most of them. Season 2 list of episodes. So we're looking forward to an episode called Family Challenge.
Family Challenge.
Which I assume they must go on like a TV show and challenge each other. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Lucky there's a family challenge. Luckily there's a challenge who
Positively
can
can
do
do.
all the things
All
that
the
make
things
us
make us-
challenge each other.
Here on Sinclairity, enjoy your extinction.
Yes. Goodbye, everybody.
Welcome to die.
Bye forever.
Goodbye.